So then you have the actual area where you're going to submit the presentation, and that is in here. And this is just some details about the presentation itself. So here you have it. You're going to, again, you're focusing on one specific area with media bias. As I said previously, you all did the ProQuest media bias work individually. You can collectively come together, look at all your sources that you have, and you're going to pick, maybe 5 of them and say, I like this source, I like this one. Let's use these for the information for our final presentation. And then you're going to do a Google search to find a little bit more information. It could be one source outside of what you used. It can be 2, but it's got to at least be one source. So you're going to have at least 5 sources combined together that you used for that ProQuest assignment. So if there are 3 group members, you're going to have a total of 60 sources that you came up with. You're going to pick 5 of those. Maybe you want to use all one student sources because, we want to use 5 of my sources because you really liked my sources that I did, or maybe you only want to use one of mine in a combination of the others. So you're going to have 5 sources from the ProQuest assignment that you're going to use to integrate into your slides in some way, okay? Then you're going to, in addition to that 5, you're going to come up with one more Google search, okay, regarding your topic specific to media bias and whatever your focus area is. Okay, hope that makes sense, but I can add some more clarification individually if you want to as well. Okay, so that's the first thing. That's the basis of your presentation. You're going to convey this information because remember, this is about finding information, and then the end result is communicating that information to others. We're using, I'm going to actually change this. I'd like for everybody to use Google Slides for this and not PowerPoint, please. So you're going to use Google Slides to create the presentation, and you're going to have 8 to 10 slides of content. Okay, so that just doesn't include the title slide, and then you're going to have a slide for your sources. So those sources that you used, you're going to copy and paste the from your ProQuest document into a slide for your sources that you use for this presentation. Okay, so title slide, a references page slide, and then you're going to have, in addition to that, at least 8 content slides itself. Okay, now you can divide this work up how you want to do it. I mean, it can depend on the focus area. So maybe your media bias topic has like 3 very separate kind of content areas related to it. And maybe you want to give each group member, if you have 3 group members, that, or if you have 4 group members, you can give 3 the content area, and then 1 will do the title, and 1 will collect all the references and put them onto the references sheet. You can divide the work up how you want to, but the point that I want to emphasize here is that it has to be equally done. And I'm going to ask for your input to let me know, because in addition to this overall group grade, you also get an individual grade on this as well. Okay, it's the most fair way that I can think of doing this. Okay, but you have to focus on working together, equal distribution of the workload, and making sure that you maintain a lot of communication throughout this project. Okay, so that's kind of the basics so far. Here, the next thing here you have, I forgot to mention this. You're going to use the notes pane to include information and sources for each slide. Let me just jump out here real quick and see what I mean about this. So in PowerPoint, in Google Slides as well, there's an area for notes. And basically, I just want you to use this notes area down here, okay? And so these are speaker notes. So when you create slides, remember the thing about PowerPoints or other, visual presentation programs like slides, you don't want to put too much text on here. So kind of the general rule is no more than 7 words per line, no more than 7 lines per slide. That's a general rule. I'm not saying you have to follow that precisely, but try to just keep that in mind. You don't want paragraphs. So what you want to do is if you find a paragraph that has a nice summary of your article, one of the articles that you're going to use, and you really like that paragraph, what you can do is extract kind of words from it to put them on a slide. And then down here, you're going to use the notes area. This is for you to give yourself prompts. Maybe you want to have more narrative here and read more from your notes. And that's what this is for. This isn't shown to your audience. This is for you to use the notes area for when you're giving your presentation and you want to have a little bit more information than what is included in the slides. Okay. So again, kind of that rule to follow ish is 7 words per line, no more than 7 lines per slide. Okay. Again, I'm not gonna be looking at that and say, well, you had 8 words on this. That's enough on this slide. I think you get the point. Okay. So that's important to use the notes pane to include information for each slide. You're going to use it on each slide. You don't have to put it on the intro or the conclusion, but all of your body kind of main slides, you're going to have notes in each one of those. Okay. Here are some tips for using PowerPoint presentations effectively, kind of going over a little bit more in detail about what I was just talking about there. The assignment that you did last week related to bad presentations, I think you probably hopefully it learned at least something that you shouldn't be doing when you're presenting. And that's kind of what that was kind of to get us started to think about what we shouldn't be doing when we're creating the presentations. Okay. So this is just some more information related to tips on how to be effective during presentations. Okay. So you're going to use graphics. Remember, I posted in a video last week about the options that we have for doing searches, like with Google Images, and making sure that the images that we're using, we're allowed to use them for nonprofit uses. And we are education right now, so we are using them for nonprofit. It's for the advancement of knowledge. So using that feature in Google Images, or you can use the Creative Commons. That is just creativecommons.org, and you can search for images on the Creative Commons. And that is linked right to here. But the point is here, you're going to only use images for this presentation that you are allowed to use. Okay, so that's the key point with this. And then you're going to submit the presentation here. So you're going to work on it together in your groups. You're going to submit the presentation here. But since we are not meeting in class, you have to present this to me. So I gave you a couple of options in the email that I sent out earlier. So one of the options that you can do is you can do something like I'm doing here. You can record using like a screencast program. I use Screencast-O-Matic. You can use a screencast program on your phone. It's up to you. You can each of your group members record a little piece, put it all together into one video and send that to me. There are different options that you have here. You can just use the Google Slides, and you can record narration over it. So in other words, you could just talk over it, record that narration piece over your slides, and submit that. Okay. You can do, as I said, you can use a screencast program on your phone or on your computer, or you can all get together in a classroom or your dorm rooms or in a coffee shop or something, and you can present this and record it. Okay, so you can present, just go have your slides up, either have somebody recording you or set your phone up somewhere that it captures your presentation, and you can present it like you're presenting to a class. Okay, those are some of the options for the one piece of it. Okay. And if you have other ideas on how it could work, I'm very much open to it as well. And as a matter of fact, I would ask you that if you do, I'd love to learn some new ideas. If there are some that you can think of that might be a good approach to presenting this, please let me know. And we'll kind of include that in that first option area that I just mentioned. The second is that you and your group members can schedule a meeting with me using Google Meet, and I can bring up your presentation on my end. We can all meet together in one room online, and you can present it to me that way. Okay, those are the options that you have for this. What I did ask is that you let me know, and there's going to be a Google form that is posted up here in this week for how you want to approach this, so I can know what I have to do in terms of getting things ready for next week. Okay, that's all I have for right now. Um, a little vague on this, but I want you to be creative with this. I mean, this is all of the kind of guidance I'm giving you on this project, because I do want you to be creative. I'm not going to dictate to you exactly, the focus you have to go. Remember, when I put out the video last week, I kind of covered that general, how you're going to approach this presentation, this final group project, is you decide what focus you want to go on as a group. Okay, that's it. All right. Thanks for listening. Please, please, please reach out to me with any questions. I don't want anyone to feel like you're lost with this final group project, so please reach out to me. You have my phone number in the syllabus. You can text me. You can call me. You can ask to set up a Google Meet, maybe with you and your group members, and we can discuss this. I'm open to all that stuff. Or you can email me. So just please reach out to me if you have any questions. And that's it. I'll see you.